Okay, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're getting going on your reversing diabetes journey. I just got finished working out, and I know it's something most people hate to talk about, most people hate to do, myself included. Um, I want to talk about a few things today. Let me just pull some stuff up here. So, what does blood sugar and weight have to do with each other? Um, A lot. I mean, many of you have gone to the doctor. You already know the first thing the doctor tells you got to do is lose weight if you're a little bit overweight, right? Most people don't feel like they're overweight, but according to you know, um, the doctor, many of us are overweight. I guess most Americans are overweight. The majority, maybe 50% or somewhere in that realm. Um, so it's a kind of a conundrum here, right? If you lower your weight, you'll lower your blood sugar. And also, if you lower your blood sugar, you'll lower your weight. Even bodybuilders have figured this out, so they're following the diet that a type 2 diabetic would normally follow, but they're following it because they know that if they use that diet, they can put muscle on and drop tissue and things like that. So there's the visceral fat, then there's the adipose stuff. The stuff on the outside is the adipose stuff. The visceral stuff is the dangerous stuff around your organs and stuff. So part of the goal here with reversing diabetes and lowering blood sugar is going to be trying to get rid of that visceral fat, because that's the dangerous stuff that causes all the other problems with metabolic syndrome. Um, let's see what else here. So the question is, how do you lower your weight, right? As diabetic or a type 2 diabetic, there's a lot of ways to lower weight. I mean, number one, the doctor's going to tell you got to get some kind of physical activity, some kind of exercise. The least invasive way, in my opinion, is after you have a large meal, go out and walk for 15-20 minutes. If you can do it for 30 minutes leisurely, that's great. I mean, I don't think you need to do a brisk walk or anything like that. Just I think if you can have a conversation with someone while you're walking, I think that's adequate. And again, there's all this scientific stuff about everything we can talk. I can pull a topic out of thin air, and there's science behind it. But you know what? This channel is not about the exact science. This channel is about my journey, what I've done, and how I can help you in your journey to do things that actually work. Because all this science stuff, a lot of it's done in a test tube. A lot of it's done in a clinical environment. It's not done on real people. It's done on mice, animals. Well, that's not a real person. So I'll tell you exactly what works on me, and hopefully it'll work on you as well. Instead of all this crazy mumbo jumbo all over the place, and this is not going to be things that help you reverse your type 2 diabetes and your blood sugar, because that's all we want, right? Let's see what else. So yeah, you walk, you exercise. I mean, based on the research I've looked at, some of the exercises and things like that that work and don't work are the aerobic stuff is great, and I don't see, based on the research, that it works to lower blood sugar in the way that resistance exercise works. I go to the gym, I work out. I'm a middle-aged dude, so I'm not hitting the heavy weights anymore. I started doing that, and I noticed I was getting hurt all the time. My knees, doing squats, my knees, I was hurting my knees, I was hurting my elbows, I was hurting all kinds of stuff. So I'm not doing that anymore. My new philosophy is I hate working out. I don't have the motivation to work out, so I motivate myself to work out, because you got to execute. That's my military background. Regardless of how you feel, you got to execute the mission. So I go out there. I knocked all my weights down in half what I normally would lift, because you guys can lift the heavy weights, but if you're middle aged like me, you would drop your weights in half, and then increase your reps. So I do 4 sets of whatever it is I'm doing, upper body, lower body. I split it up between the week and stuff like that. And once we talk about that specifically, I'll get more into that, the details about that. But this is a general discussion about the correlation between weight and blood sugar, and how that affects your type 2 diabetes. So yeah, resistance is the way, in my opinion, to do it. There's a lot of ways to do it. You can do the light weights, you can do the heavy weights, you can do resistant bands. those rubber band things. There's also doing things like if you're capable of sprints and things like that, explosive type workouts that works. The aerobic stuff is great, I guess, for burning calories and stuff like that. And that's a whole different discussion we're going to have at another time about how I eat and how I watch my calories and carbohydrates and everything else that goes with it. Protein is the biggest deal for me, but the workout's got to be something that's resistance based. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about, my videos are usually short, is discipline because of my background, but I know a lot of people do have a problem with discipline. When I'm working out to lower my blood sugar, which I just did, which I wasn't looking forward to doing, I did it because of discipline, and today was my hard workout, so that means my volume went up today. Every Wednesday is my hard workout. My volume goes up, meaning my reps go up, and or my weight, depending on what I'm doing. And today was my upper body, which meant, I was doing my benching, I was doing my biceps, that kind of stuff, and strictly upper body. So discipline is very important. The one thing I can tell you about discipline is, if you're looking for quick results, I'm not the guy to talk to. I'm not a quick results kind of guy. But discipline is so important that I tend to look at dropping maybe a half a pound a week or so, to even a pound a week. But you've got to do that over a specific period of time, in any months, whatever. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I've dropped from about 200 and probably 200 pounds to about 165, 170. I'll probably settle somewhere between 160 and 165 and be happy with that. But I've been taking pictures of my progress and all kinds of stuff like that, and so I have progress to show you guys. But that's because of my discipline, and you got to have discipline too if you want to succeed in anything in life. So doing the same thing over and over and over and over, you're going to see the results. It's not like if you don't continue that, you do something different. But with discipline, it's going to help you quicker than anyone else would. Is that it? I think that's all I want to talk about here. So that's it, guys. The correlation between weight and blood sugar is a vicious cycle. So you lose weight, your blood sugar goes down. Or you lower your blood sugar, you end up losing weight. So there's so much more in detail that we can talk about this stuff, but I just kind of want to throw this out there to you guys so you can start thinking about things, because I want to start general with this channel and start working my way to bring other people on the channel to talk about their experiences as well that they're having, whether they're challenged with overcoming diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or reversing type 2 diabetes, or they have done it. And we can find out from other people, not just myself. So with me, it's anecdotal, I guess you would say. But I do have other friends that have done it. And I do have other friends that have type 2 diabetes. And they're all dealing with it with different ways. They're on metformin, Ozempic, whatever it is they want to be on. And we can talk to them as well. And the other thing is, I'm looking for input from you. So if I have experience, I'm happy to talk about that. If not, I'll research it and give you my experience based on my medical background and or my regular person background. Okay, guys? So thank you so much for checking me out again today, and we'll continue with this reversal of diabetes journey and blood sugar. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, share with other people. I mean, because there's a ton of people out there, especially right now, that are fighting with type 2 diabetes and blood sugar issues, and we need to help them as much as we can. Help them, we can also help ourselves. So that's why I'm doing this. I mean, I could have kept all my successes to myself and say, I'm not sharing this with anybody. I don't want to tell anyone how to do it, but I decided to do it otherwise. Share it with you guys, because this journey has taken me quite a while to figure all these things out. No one told me what to do to get to the point I am today. So I'm going to tell you what to do, where you need to be, how you're going to get there in the journey. And it's not going to be easy, but you know what? This is probably the easiest you're ever going to do, because I'm not a big fan of working harder. I'm a big fan of work smarter with me, and you want to reverse your diabetes, I'm the guy to talk to. Have a great day.